Yo,
Are you so?
what's good, gang?
What it do, baby?
I want to mix it up like I used to mix it up. Do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. Y'all know I used to rap. I used to rap a lot. If y'all don't know, Koollee raps. Look it up on YouTube. Fire. Rap with a bunch of YouTubers and everything. You know what I mean? We got something different going on. I hope I don't get copyrighted. Let's get into the video.
From DMX calling out Ja Rule for biting his old energy.
I ain't even know. DMX said something.
I've been going back at it for a while.
Rest in peace, DMX.
And like, you know, for what it's worth, yo, he need to thank me. Thank me, son. Thank me. No, don't talk shit about me. Thank me.
To Eminem completely bulldozing someone's career like he always does.
Everybody that's in the music, y'all hit me up in the comments, bro. Am I doing the right thing? You know what I mean?
I think
Getting back into the
for everybody,
music
when Cage
YouTube.
went at him, I think him took it in negative fashion. Like, oh, white kids is coming at me? Go white kids, then I ain't even gonna f with white kids.
Here are 6 times rappers confronted lyric thieves. Notorious B1 versus Biggie versus Diddy. Starting off with the Notorious B.I.G. and a rapper from Mississippi who says history got it wrong. Mississippi rapper Notorious B1 has been telling the same story for years. According to B1, Sean Diddy Combs didn't just discover Biggie, he lifted or outright took pieces of B1's identity and handed them over. B1 was signed to Dragon Records in Gulfport, Mississippi back in 1993. That same year, he released a song titled Big Daddy on the album Mississippi Doughboys. The record sampled M2Me's Juicy Fruit, the same sample that would later become the backbone of one of the most iconic songs in hip-hop history. At the time, Dragon Records was shopping B1's demo to major labels, trying to land him a bigger deal. According to B1, one of those demo tapes ended up in the hands of Diddy, who was still finding his footing as a young executive. When Diddy allegedly heard the record, 2 things stood out: the name Notorious B1 and the Juicy Fruit beat concept. Here's where the story takes a turn. At the time, Biggie Smalls could have legally used the name Biggie Smalls. It was already trademarked by a white artist, and legal pressure forced him to drop it. Biggie needed a new name. According to B1, the timing was too perfect to be a coincidence. Diddy had just heard a demo from a rapper calling himself Notorious B1, rapping over a Juicy style beat. Not long after, the world was introduced to the Notorious B.I.G., and in 1994, Juicy dropped. B1's claim is simple. His name, his concept, his sound, repackaged and handed to Biggie. I want everybody to know the truth, B1 later said. I was the original Notorious Big One. But the story isn't that clean. Gene Deal, Biggie's longtime bodyguard and someone who was actually there, has publicly pushed back on the claims. Gene made it clear that Biggie had been known as Biggie Smalls as early as 1991, long before B1's record was released.
I don't think Big stole his name, because in 91, Big was known as Biggie Smalls. So I don't think Big stole his name. You understand? So I think that's far-fetched. It's probably was a 100 big guys that was calling themselves Big this, Big that.
On the beat controversy, Gene also downplayed it. His stance was simple. Sampling doesn't belong to one artist. 2 rappers can hear the same record, get inspired, and flip it in different ways. That's hip-hop. According to him, Biggie could have heard the beat anywhere, a club, a DJ set, or just crate digging. Gene also made one thing very clear. Biggie didn't need to steal anything. He described Big as confident to the point of arrogance. In Gene's eyes, Big wouldn't have borrowed someone else's style or identity because he didn't believe he needed to.
Most artists, when they get tracks and everything, it comes from producers and people who make the
YouTube wasn't
tracks.
out back then.
Somebody may have led him,
or it was just the idea.
But Big was so fucking arrogant. He's not gonna listen to somebody else's music and then try to rap like them.
And the paperwork backs that up, sort of. Both Wikipedia and The Source have documented Biggie using the name The Notorious B.I.G. as early as March 1992, which would predate B1's official release of Big Daddy. That timeline makes it harder to prove B1's claims outright. Still, B1 insists his demo was circulating in 1993 while labels were shopping him. No lawsuit was ever filed. DMX versus Ja Rule. Next
Bro,
up
that
is
Biggie
DMX
one
and
was
Ja
crazy,
Rule,
though.
a friendship that turned hostile over sound, voice, and identity. When Ja Rule popped up in 1999 with Veni Vidi
Notorious
Vici,
B1.
hip-hop didn't need a think piece to notice what was going on. He
He
sounded
did.
like
He
DMX,
do.
same growl, same vocal
Yeah.
grit, same energy, and everyone noticed. Fans, rappers, execs,
I
even
never
DMX
compared them
himself.
before.
By then, DMX had already shaken the game with its Dark and Hell is Hot and Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood in 1998. His sound was raw, unfiltered, and unmistakable. So when Ja came
What
out
would I
with
do
records
without my
like Holla
baby?
Holla, people immediately assumed it was an X record.
It's murder.
And DMX wasn't amused.
Damn.
In 1998, X dropped We Don't Give a F on his second album alongside Jadakiss
Damn,
and
Ja,
Styles
I didn't
P.
even think
Years
about
later,
this.
Styles P confirmed the whole song was aimed at Ja Rule. Lines like "You used to be my dog, you was in my left, and I'll let you get too close and you bit me" were X calling Ja out for biting his whole style.
Crazy.
Irv Gotti, Ja Rule's mentor and producer, later confirmed the tension on Drink Champs. According to Irv, DMX was heated in the studio, complaining that Ja was copying his voice and delivery, and that
Low-key
people
was.
were confusing Ja's records for his own. And that confusion showed up in real life. During a Hard Knock Life tour in 1999, DMX, Ja Rule, Memphis Bleek, and Lenny S were riding
They
together
fight?
in Florida when they got pulled
shit.
over by police. After things got tense, they ended up walking along the road. A fan pulled over and offered them a ride. DMX sat in the front, Ja sat in the back.
DMX, Ja Rule, Memphis
I
Bleak,
watch
Lenny
Drink
S on the
Champs, Drink
side.
Champs too. If y'all watch
We
it,
walking, we ain't standing. You see me like, oh my God, oh my God.
maybe I'll watch it with y'all if y'all want me
I
to.
said, yo, could you take a shit? Like, yeah, come on. Get in the car, them three in the back, I'm in the front.
The fan immediately started talking about a rapper who sounds like DMX, completely unaware Ja Rule was sitting right behind her. She went on and on, basically roasting Ja without meaning to. DMX cut her off and subtly pointed to the back seat, letting her know Ja was right there. Awkward doesn't even cover it. From that moment on, things were never the same.
Yo, what's up with that sound like you?
She was going in. Talking about Ja. And Ja's there.
That's him right there. That's him right there. That's him right there. I guess that maybe that might have been his
It's
first
murder.
time hearing it without a filter. You know what I mean? Nobody gonna tell it to you to your face without a filter. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't know. It's just like it looked like he aged in that moment.
DMX felt Ja was switching up, going Hollywood, acting distant, not showing love. X even mentioned a moment in an LA
Crazy.
club where Ja wouldn't come over to say what's up. That's when DMX decided the relationship was done. In December 2000, on Funkmaster Flex's 60 Minutes of Funk Volume 4, DMX threw another jab on Do You, basically saying Ja wasn't original and wouldn't last pretending to be him. By 2002, the beef went public.
Can't do you and what you flow for. You ain't gonna get there trying to be me.
Bro, I was not paying
After being
attention.
asked about Ja in interview after interview, DMX finally snapped and called into Power 105.1, saying straight up that it was on. Ja responded shortly after on Hot 97, firing back with insults and dismissing DMX completely. Then came the infamous Chicago airport incident. Both artists ran into each other, and this time, it wasn't avoidable. Ja tried to confront X directly, asking why he had an issue. DMX wasn't interested in explanations. The argument got loud,
bitch.
aggressive, and tense. Later that night, DMX made a call to his Chicago Street
shit.
connections. When it was
He
time for
called
Ja Rule to
O-Block.
leave the airport,
He
10
called
cars
O-Block.
were waiting outside. Ja didn't have backup like that. The message was clear. DMX had the upper hand, and according to everyone involved, he
Called
chose
them
not to take it
GDs,
further.
bruh. That's what
He
he
let
did.
Ja walk.
In a hotel at the airport on way to Chicago. My kiddo. Nigga was a head of Latin Kings, yo. Head
Yeah.
Latin King.
Wow.
I mean, top dog.
Rest
You know
in
what I mean?
peace,
Every time I
DMX,
came to Chicago,
bruh.
we had 10 trucks at the airport with me.
The music, though, didn't stop. In late 2002, Ja Rule dropped The Last Temptation and took multiple shots at DMX across the album. A few months later, the Cradle to the Grave soundtrack dropped with Go to Sleep. DMX, Eminem, and Obi Trice unloading lyrical
I don't think I
venom
heard that
aimed
song.
squarely at Ja. Then came Ruled Out, a DJ K-Slay's Go Hard or Go Home mixtape. Another DMX diss, another warning shot. The back and forth dragged on for years until Irv Gotti finally stepped in and squashed the
Good
beef
job,
in
Irv.
2006. Kendrick Lamar versus
Oh.
Drakeo the Ruler. Then there's Kendrick Lamar versus the legacy of Drakeo the Ruler. Drakeo the Ruler was one of the most distinctive voices to ever come out of Los Angeles. But in December 2021, Drakeo's life was cut short, leaving behind a legacy that fans felt was still unfinished. Fast forward 5 years later, in August 2025, Drakeo's father went on the No Jumper podcast and dropped a bombshell. According to him, Kendrick Lamar had stolen his son's flow and style on Kendrick's 2024 album, GNX. The tracks specifically called out were Hey Now and Peekaboo, which critics online claimed shared similar inflections and rhythmic patterns to Drakeo's signature delivery.
I
heard
Drakeo.
this one song.
Like, I don't remember ever hearing this dude.
If I was listening to a Drakeo song that I just didn't hear yet. I'm like, wait, that's Kendrick Lamar? He sounds just like... And then that's when I knew right there, this guy.
Listen.
He sounds, the rhyme pattern, the syncopation, all of that was the same. The flow, everything was the same.
At first, the accusation sounded like another case of this rapper sounds like that rapper, but then an old clip resurfaced, and that's when things got spooky. Back in October 2021, just months before his death, Drakeo recorded a video where he seemed to predict the future. In it, he said, "It's going to be some special tape that's going to come out with all the LA rappers, right? Everyone's going to be on that album except Drakeo and the Sting team, and Mustard gonna produce it." At this time, it sounded like classic Drakeo paranoia, but when Kendrick dropped GNX in 2024, produced by Mustard, packed with nearly every major West Coast rapper and completely excluding the Sting team, that prediction suddenly felt way too accurate. That moment is what pushed Drakeo's father to speak up. He didn't outright call Kendrick a thief, but he strongly implied that Kendrick borrowed heavily from Drakeo's sound without acknowledging where it came from.
He sounds, the rhyme pattern, the syncopation, all of that was the same. The flow, everything was the same. Now, as far as him giving him the props, maybe it was a politic thing.
But not long after, the tone shifted. By November 2024, Drakeo's father posted on social media, walking back some of the smoke. He wrote, "I ain't gonna lie, this new tape is K-Dot, not Kendrick or Kenny. He came K-Dot on that tape and he got some trophies on there. He still wished Kendrick had acknowledged Drakeo, but he also made it clear he respected the project." That's where the debate really heated up. Hip-hop analysts and longtime West Coast fans pushed back hard on the idea that Kendrick bit Drakeo. Their argument was simple. Kendrick was using West Coast inflections long before Drakeo ever blew up. People pointed to E40, the Bay Area legend, as the true originator of that staccato, syncopated delivery. Others mentioned Too Short, Problem, and a whole lineage of California rappers who were playing with that cadence decades earlier. And that became the core counter-argument. You can't steal something that existed before you. Another wrinkle in the story was where the accusation came from. No Jumper, run by Adam22, has a long history of pushing narratives that paint Kendrick negatively, especially during Kendrick's 2024 feud with Drake. So when Adam suddenly put Drakeo's father on air to make this claim, people questioned the intent. To some, it felt less like protecting Drakeo's legacy and more like manufactured controversy. The timing didn't help either. Kendrick was already cemented as a generational superstar. Bringing this up years later felt, to critics, like clout chasing using a dead rapper's name. At the end of the day, GNX was framed as a love letter to the West Coast, a project meant to honor E40, Tupac, Bay Area culture, and California rap history as a whole. 50 Cent, in the club theft lawsuit. Next up is the courtroom version of lyric theft. In the Club is one of those songs that feels like it's always existed, but in January 2006, someone tried to argue that it didn't belong to 50 Cent at all. That month, attorney Richard C. Wolf filed a copyright infringement lawsuit against Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, claiming that the iconic opening line of In the Club was stolen from a 1994 Luther Campbell song titled It's Your Birthday. Luther Campbell, the founder of Two Live Crew, was no stranger to controversy. His 1994 record included the chant, "Go Sheila, it's your birthday, it's your birthday."
Go Freddie, it's your birthday. Go Freddie, it's your birthday. Go Freddie, it's your birthday.
50's opening line, of course, went, "Go Shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday."
Go Shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
Wolf argued that changing Sheila to Shorty didn't make it original. In his words, it's the melody, it's the pace, the style, everything about that one line is the same. We're entitled to a portion of the profits. The lawsuit demanded unspecified damages and legal fees, aiming straight at one of the biggest songs in hip-hop history. but 50 Cent's legal team came prepared. Their argument was simple. Go blank, it's your birthday wasn't original to anyone. They presented evidence showing that the phrase had been used for years in hip-hop culture, in clubs, chants, and even Usenet forums before Luther Campbell ever recorded his version. They also pointed out that countless rappers had used variations of the birthday line without ever being sued. The phrase, they argued, was public domain hip-hop vernacular, not copyrighted material. The judge agreed. On October 27, 2006, U.S. District Judge Paul C. Huck threw the entire case out. His ruling stated that the line was a common, unoriginal, and non-copyrightable element of the song. He even went further, saying, no reasonable jury, properly instructed, could conclude that the compositions are substantially similar. Outside of the 11-second opening phrase, the judge noted the two songs had virtually nothing in common. Then came the plot twist. Luther Campbell himself publicly distanced himself from the lawsuit. He made it clear that he wasn't behind it at all, saying, let the record reflect that Joe Weinberger and Richard Wolff are the individuals suing 50 Cent. They are not suing on behalf of me or any members of the 2 Live crew. He went further. These guys go around suing people using our names. When they make money, neither me or any of the 2 Live crew members receive anything. The backstory made it even uglier. Joe Weinberger, Campbell's former lawyer, had acquired Luther's entire catalog during his mid-90s bankruptcy. Weinberger had already won a $2.3 million judgment against Campbell in a separate dispute. Now, the same lawyer was using that catalog to sue 50 Cent, while Campbell made nothing. Eminem versus Cage. Next up is an underground accusation that turned into a career-ending mismatch. When Eminem released the Slim Shady EP in 1997, he was still an underground rapper from Detroit trying to get noticed. But one person noticed him immediately. Cage. Cage was already respected in underground hip-hop circles. He came out of New York's horrorcore scene, had credibility with indie labels, and was known for his dark, unfiltered style. So when Cage heard Eminem, he saw imitation. Cage publicly accused Eminem of copying his style, his rhyme patterns, and his overall aesthetic. He dismissed Eminem as having weak, recycled rhyme schemes and mocked his attempt to package underground madness into something more palatable for the mainstream. The harshest criticism was aimed at the Slim Shady persona itself. Cage labeled it faked, diluted, and performative. In his view, Slim Shady was a watered-down version of a character that underground rappers had already been doing. Eminem didn't let it slide. On the Stretch Armstrong and Bobbito radio show, Eminem freestyled, "I'll write a rhyme a day so it's no wonder how come your whole album is sounding like a bunch of ish that I would say, Cage." He added, "Waging wars, went on stage and sprayed Cage with Agent Orange, then wiped my this page and source." This was a direct reference to Cage's song Agent Orange, mocking him by literally saying he used Cage's material to wipe his ass.
Waging wars, went on stage and sprayed Cage with Agent Orange, and wiped my ass with his page and source.
Cage fired back with a diss track that was far more serious in tone. On his track, Illest for a Letter Word, he rapped, "I heard some blonde bee walking through New York looking for Cage. I'll stab you in the face 10 times in the same place. Lace your little infant till you thinkin' different. When in the same building on the street, lift you off your feet. The illest 4-letter word in the world, supporter, rhyme slaughter, the listener to death. Your system sagging, biting my ish, and I'm laughing. You'll see you need a style I create to try and battle me." Eminem responded on his 1999 debut album, The Slim Shady LP, with a song, Role Model. The disrespect was immense. I bought Cage's tape, opened it, and dubbed over it. This was Eminem basically saying Cage's music was so worthless he'd just tape over it. By this time, the balance of power had shifted. Eminem wasn't just an underground rapper anymore, he was a mainstream star. On the album, Eminem continued taking shots at Cage, dismissing his music entirely and treating him like an afterthought. Cage tried to fight back. He released parody records aimed at Eminem, including a spoof of a Dr. Dre classic and multiple tracks attacking the Slim Shady persona directly. He continued addressing Eminem on later projects, including his 2002 album Movies for the Blind. But by then, the gap between them was massive. Eminem was selling millions of records, winning Grammys, and becoming a global superstar. Cage remained underground, and while he still had a loyal cult following, he no longer had the cultural leverage to go toe-to-toe with Eminem on equal footing. Then life hit Cage hard. He suffered a serious brain injury that sidelined his career and forced him to step away from music for a long time. Eventually, he returned under a different name, releasing music without directly engaging in the Eminem feud anymore. Raekwon and Wu-Tang versus Biggie. Then finally, we have the clash involving legends. In August 1995, Raekwon released Only Built for Cuban Links, better known as The Purple Tape. Today, it's considered a classic, one of the most important albums in hip-hop history. It featured heavy contributions from Ghostface Killah, cinematic RZA production, and even a guest appearance from Nas, which was a major deal at the time.
I didn't know Nas and Wu-Tang
but tucked inside the album
anything.
was a skit called Biters. The skit wasn't subtle in its message. Raekwon and Ghostface were talking about rappers who steal other people's styles, slang, and aesthetics. They never mentioned names, but in 1995, everyone knew who the smoke was aimed at. The Notorious B.I.G.
Biting off your album cover and shit. Boom, bad enough they biting lines like killed me when they came with some knot, bit off a Nas. You know what I'm saying?
Ready to Die had dropped in March 1994 and had already crowned him as a new king of New York. But when Wu-Tang and Nas looked at Biggie's rise, they noticed some familiar patterns. The most obvious one was the Baby photo album cover, which mirrored Nas's Illmatic cover. Beyond the cover, there was a broader feeling that Biggie's sound and positioning fit neatly into a lane that Wu-Tang and Nas had already carved out. In mid-90s hip-hop, that mattered a lot. Biting wasn't just frowned upon, it was considered one of the worst crimes in the culture. So when Ghostface went off in the Biter skit, the message was loud even without names. Wu-Tang was essentially questioning how the new king of New York got his crown. Biggie didn't respond right away, but in 1997, on Life After Death, he dropped Kick in the Door. Instead of directly defending himself, Biggie went on the offensive. He dissed nearly everyone in New York: Nas, Jero the Damager, Raekwon, Ghostface, Big L, and more. He even mocked Ghostface directly by parodying his voice and mannerisms through a skit, turning the original Biter's criticism into a joke. At the time, it felt like real beef, but years later, the truth came out. In a 2021 Vlad TV interview, Raekwon revealed that the Biter skit wasn't even meant to spark a serious feud.
When Ghost said what he said, it wasn't nothing premeditated. It was him going in there doing skits, and we in the control room, and he say what he say. We had a certain respect for Nas. We was one of the guys that really rooted for Nas.
More importantly, he shared that the night before Biggie was murdered in March 1997, Ghostface personally approached Biggie at a club in Los Angeles. Ghost described it as a calm, respectful moment, grown man energy. They talked, cleared the air, and squashed everything.
Was that the night before Biggie got killed, Ghost went, you guys hooked up, and Ghostface approached Biggie and said, yo, I just want to let you know, man, that we love you. And know at the end of the day, if I offended you in any kind of way, I apologize.
Real rap, real rap. That's definitely how it went down, man.
Later on Drink Champs, both Raekwon and Ghostface admitted they regretted the skit. Raekwon said, "We knew Biggie loved us. We knew he was cool with Method Man." Ghostface added, "He wasn't trying to copy anyone. If you actually listen to Ready to Die, it had its own voice, its own story, its own identity."
I mean, we've been on planes together, and at that time it was like, damn, like nothing being said.
3 months after they squashed the issue, Biggie was gone.
And right now, if I had the chance to tell, I'll be like, yo, Big, yo, listen, bro. I'm sorry, B. Pardon me, like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't mean that like that or whatever. But whatever I was thinking at 25, it was street.
Man, rest in peace, DMX. Rest in peace, Biggie. If y'all listened to him before, let me know in the comment section. These beefs, I didn't even know some of these beefs were a thing. I don't even pay attention to beef for real, unless it's like it randomly come across my feed or some shit, you know what I mean? Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
Are you subscribe?
And come on, let's mix it up. You know what I mean? Like, we keep the AGP, but we gotta mix it up. I'll catch y'all in the next video.
I told myself no bagger, you can just keep your love, I'm cool with it. Try to let them in, they backing up, they said can't handle it. Just give me some time, I made this feet. She said she need my heart, so why she down the shit? That's how the game slide. Yeah, sitting there for the cool, that's how the game slide. Yeah, sitting there for the, I got a bad bitch on me, then I'm sending the phone. Yeah. Sitting that photo coupe outside with the gang, we sliding. Damn, bad bitch on my line, she getting too red beside it. Damn, pussy the function, I got a game beside me. Said I be making her mad, she getting too red like Takis. I just can't get my mama off me. Said she want more than she lost with me. We can go back for man, we doing that.
Keep it cool.
Keep it classy.
We love you.
Stay awesome.
Always.
And forever.